A pleasant afternoon, one and all. This is your apostle, Elijah Peter Chambers. The Lord spoke to me to do two videos, and this one will be done in 0 seconds from now, and then I will be doing another video that the Lord impressed upon my heart to do pertaining to celestial from the Master's voice. But the Lord refreshed my mind, because I'm not remembering much of the stuff that took place during early 2000 to 2020, from early 2000 from that period during to the 2012. You know, the Lord has been speaking to me on a regular basis pertaining to our political leaders and our religious leaders, and on a constant basis. While Portia Simpson was in power, the Lord would give me, you know, prophetic word for her, and there are various politicians that I will go to, you know, directed by God. And I remember the last time I spoke to the Honorable Portia Simpson, you know, the Lord gave me a word, you know, that she would become sick, that she was sick in her physical body. That was long before she came out of the political space. The Bible said that if you believe the word of a prophet, you shall be blessed, and if you believe not, you shall be damned, you shall be destroyed. And there is a philosophy, and I believe that it is demonic. I think it is Bishop Charles Pearson. I was doing a research on him, and the research that I found out is that he has no problem with homosexuality, and there's another phenomena that he said he does not believe that there is hell. And we saw where the judgment of God came down upon him. So we've got to be very careful as leaders and as prophets what we do, because if the prophet does not speak, there's a judgment for him. The Bible declares that the prophet that sees the judgment, that God has shows the judgment and does not speak, there's a judgment coming to the prophet. You know, so a lot of us are opposing because of our loved bishop, or loved apostle, or loved prophetess, or loved pastor. But listen, you see your bishop, your pastor, your apostle, your prophets as the righteous, as this holy man, as this, some of you even take them as your idol. But before the eyes of God, they are just a grass. And so in 2012, the Lord gave me a lot of prophecies, a lot of dreams, a lot of visions where Jamaica was heading, and I'm seeing all of those visions and dreams coming to pass. And I think it was 17 years ago, the Lord started showing, from 2006, 2009, the Lord started showing me things, where Jamaica was heading. And I did not know that, because I said to someone, I don't know which of the leaders would have carried Jamaica in this destructive path, only to behold, it would be the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the present Prime Minister of Jamaica, of all that God was showing me. And in 2016, 17, 18, I remember Benny Hinn came to Jamaica, and the Lord gave me a word, and I could not get to this man. I did everything in my power. I inboxed him, I called. Nobody wanted to give me any information pertaining. However, miraculously, he came to Jamaica between 2017, 18. I cannot remember. I'm just speculating. I can't remember. But I tried to get to him, And there was this little short, fat lady that works at the altar, a white woman, very graceful woman. I went over to her and the Lord said, write the letter, write the prophecy, because all walls are against you. So I wrote the prophecy and I gave it to the woman. The very thing that God showed me took place in Benin's ministry. The very thing, the very attack he came under. So what has happened over the years, most of these men of God, they have built their kingdom, they have implemented their own kingdoms, that nobody can talk to them, and only specific prophets or prophetess can speak to them. When the Lord will take up a John Cole, the Lord will take up a donkey, somebody that is least of society. Because you see, when you go back to the origin word of God, the Bible shows you that most of the people that God uses to speak his word is always people that are humble. So in 2017, the Lord gave me a word for the Bishop Delford Davis, and through Dr. V.T. Williams, the Lord told me to go the day and the fasting. I can't remember if it's a Wednesday or Tuesday the fasting keep, but I can remember that day I went to Dr. V.T. Williams, because he's a good friend of mine. He was one of those who prayed for me, encouraged me, you know, to continue the path in my younger years. And I honor Dr. V.T. Williams. And Dr. V.T. Williams, he showed up. Bishop Delford Davis showed up while I was in the office with my wife and other warriors who came with me. And Dr. V.T. Williams said to him that the prophet wants to speak to you. And I looked at Bishop Delford Davis. I don't know if you remember that day. Never forget. And I'm not telling a lie on him. I could see the sarcasm. I could see the reaction in his countenance. And I could see the spirit of pride. So Bishop V.T. Williams, Dr. V.T. Williams said to him, listen, give the prophet a listen here. And he walked out of the office. I walked behind him. He walked through the church into the parking lot. And I followed him. And I said, the Lord wants me to speak to you. He said, hurry and speak, because I have other business. I said, I want to sit and speak with you. And he did not listen to me. So he jumped into his SUV. It's a black, never forget, a black SUV. A very, very prestige SUV. Black vehicle. And he jumped in it, drove out. And then the Lord said to me that he has rejected my word. And because of that, my judgment is going to be manifested in his life. So all of those who are coming online in my profile on YouTube saying that why I don't find him, why I don't get his number, listen, there is no relevance to get his number, because the Lord has used me in the past to get to him, and he did not listen to me. And I'm not telling a lie. I can look into his eyes and refresh him or remind him of that day at Dr. V.T. Williams' church, that Tuesday or that Wednesday, I can't remember the fact. Those who are a part of Dr. V.T. Williams, they know the day of fasting, but one of those days I can't remember. So from then, I recognized that the bishop was walking with pride, that God could no more speak to him. So all of you who are barking and hissing and coming up on YouTube and social media opposing, listen, just relax on yourself and let God have his way. Because listen, God is no respecter of persons. I have given prophecies to pastors who rebel, and some of them are in the grave, some of them are sick, some of them are afflicted. The Lord has sent me to individuals, and over the years the Lord has been using me. So the Lord is using the social media space as a means to get to the proud people. Because look at what is happening now. Most of these powerful religious men, they are so powerful that they will shut you down instantaneously by a social media perspective, by a legislative, by a constitutional, by the law. Because they have mastered the intricacies and depth of the law. So they block the voice of God. Once you block the voice of God, I can assure you, God is going to take you down. So the phenomena with the Prime Minister and the relationship with Dr. Bishop Delford Davis, it is his responsibility to represent the church, and that's what God is telling me. And that is why the Lord raised me up, because they refuse to speak because of friendship, because of money, because of favor, because they want to rub shoulder with the Prime Minister. Listen, God is no respecter of person. All of us are nothing in the sight of God. It doesn't matter what cap you wear.